Shiva Puranam, Rudra Samhita, Sati Khanda, Chapter 25. Separation of Shiva and Sati. Sri Rama said, O goddess, in earlier times, Lord Shiva, the creator of the universe, once summoned Vishwakarma, the best architect in the universe, and got a gigantic and charming building built near his cowshed. A beautiful lion throne was placed therein. Lord Shiva also got a beautiful and vast umbrella made which was hung over the lion throne for the sake of Ganesha. He also invited all the gods, including Indra and others, besides Siddhas, Gandharvas, Nagas, and Acharyas, Upadeshas, and Agamas. Brahma, with his sons, the sages, and the celestial goddesses and nymphs, arrived there with various presents. 16 virgins, each of the devas, sages, siddhas, and serpents, were also brought for the auspicious ceremony. O sages, different musical instruments like lute, tabors, etc., were played upon, and songs were sung. There was thus a great pomp and show at the festivities. The articles and herbs which were considered necessary for the festivities were brought. 5 pots were filled with the sacred water from all the flowing holy rivers. The attendants made all other necessary arrangements. The Vedic hymns were recited loudly. With the mind filled with delight, Lord Shiva called Vishnu from Vaikuntha. O goddess, Lord Shiva was immensely pleased at the devotion of Vishnu. During the auspicious time, Lord Vishnu was made to occupy the unique throne and decorated him delightfully in various ways. A beautiful crown was placed over the head of Vishnu, and the Abhisheka of Vishnu was performed in the Brahmanda Mandapa by Shiva himself. Shiva then conferred all his fortunes on Vishnu, which could not be given to anyone else by Shiva, who is well disposed towards his devotees, offering prayer to Vishnu. Shiva, who is favorably disposed towards his devotees, displaying independent but subservient to the boon granted by him, spoke these words to Brahma, the creator of the universe. Shiva said, O Lord of the world, from today onwards, Lord Vishnu, what to speak of the entire universe, would be adorable by me even. All should listen to this. O dear one, together with all the gods, you also offer your salutation to Lord Hari. At my command, the Vedas shall also exalt him in the same way as they do for me. Sri Rama said. Thus speaking, Shiva himself offered his salutation to Vishnu. Thereafter, Shiva, getting pleased with the devotion of Vishnu, bestowed further boons on him. Thereafter, Brahma and other gods, the sages, siddhas, and others offered their salutation to Vishnu. Thereafter, Shiva praised Vishnu in the presence of all, and getting pleased, he bestowed several other boons on him. Shiva said, You at my command henceforth would become the creator, preserver, and destroyer of the world. You will chastise the evil people and become the bestower of dharma, artha, and kama. You will be the Lord of the universe, adorable in the world, immensely valorous, besides being invincible in the battle even by me. You accept the 3 Shaktis conferred by me on you. You will engage yourself in several types of sports, and your glory would spread in all the three lokas. O Vishnu, whosoever would be jealous of you, I shall punish him, making all the efforts. O Vishnu, I shall bestow the excellent moksha liberation to your devotees. You accept this maya from me, which can hardly be withstood by the gods and others, and by which the entire world can be captivated or made unconscious. O Hari, you are actually my form. This Brahma is my right arm. You are the creator of Brahma and would become his sustainer as well. Of course, I happen to be Rudra, who would be adored by you and Brahma. There is no doubt about it. Living here, you protect the entire world by incarnating on earth variously and in diverse ways of protection. You place in my loka would be of great prosperity and glory, which would be known as Goloka. O Vishnu, your incarnations for the protection of all beings on the earth, my devotees will behold these with pleasure through my blessings. Sri Rama said, in this way, Lord Vishnu received from Shiva the imperishable fortunes. Shiva, the Lord of Uma, on the other hand, getting free, started living over the Kailasa mountain with his attendants. Since then, the Lord of Lakshmi took to the form of a cowherd and lovingly going to the Goloka became the Lord of cows, cowherdesses, and the cowherds, wandering there with pleasure. Then Vishnu, getting pleased, started protecting the entire world. He incarnated several times at the command of Shiva and became the protector of the world. At that point of time, Vishnu, at the command of Shiva, incarnated 4 times on earth, viz. As Rama, Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna. O goddess Sati, I had arrived in the forest with Sita and Lakshmana at the command of my father and had to face miseries here because of luck. Some demon has stolen away my wife, known as Sita. Getting separated from her, I, in the company of my brother, am searching for her. O Mother Sati, I could have an audience with you, and by your grace, I am sure to meet with welfare. By having a meeting with you, it would result into a boon in getting back Sita. By your grace, I am sure to kill the wicked demon. There is no doubt about it. It is a matter of great fortune for me today that I could have an audience with both of you. When both of you are graceful on someone, he is sure to become the excellent one. Thus speaking, repeatedly offering his salutation to chaste Shiva with utmost devotion, and with her permission, Rama kept on wandering in the forest. Then the goddess Sati, listening to the words of Rama, who had controlled his sense organs, started praising Rama, who was engaged in the devotion of Shiva and felt delighted at heart. She felt painful at heart at her performance. With her gloomy and faded face, she returned to Shiva. While walking on the way back, she was thinking again and again. Why she was thinking again and again, I did not believe in the words of Shiva and thought ill of Rama. Now, what reply shall I give to Shiva? Thus thinking, she felt extremely painful. She was feeling painful and her appearance faded out, and feeling depressed, she ultimately went to Shiva and offered her salutation to him. Finding her so depressed, Shiva inquired about her welfare and asked her lovingly, how did you put him to test? Listening to these words of Shiva, she went to him and said, I have not put him to test. Then she stood there, having been depressed. Shiva, the great yogi, well versed in the various types of sports, resorted to dhyanam or yogic power and learnt about the entire story of Sati. He was reminded of his vow at the time of the anger of Hari, which was desired to be fulfilled by Rudra, the one who honored the vow. Who honored the vow. At that point of time, Shiva felt painful that he, the creator, spokesperson, and the protector of Dharma, spoke like that. Shiva said, in case I love Sati as I did earlier, then my vow would be shattered, since I happen to be the follower of the worldly traditions. Brahma said, thus thinking variously, Shiva, the follower of the Vedic traditions, discarded Sati from his mind and saved his vow. Thereafter, Parameshwara, disowning Sati from his mind, moved towards Himalaya. This secret was not revealed by Shiva. At the time of their departure, divine speech rose in the sky telling Shiva, with in the hearing of everyone, particularly Sati, the daughter of Daksha. The divine voice said, O great Lord, you are graceful, no doubt. There is no other great yogi comparable with you. No one can fulfill the vow. Brahma said, on hearing the divine voice, the goddess Sati was extremely faded out and asked Shiva, kindly tell me the vow undertaken by you. In spite of the question raised by Sati, Shiva, who had been benevolent to all, did not disclose the vow undertaken by him at the time of marriage in presence of Vishnu. O excellent sage, then Sati, meditating for his beloved Shiva, came to know everything about her disowning by Shiva. Sati then, realizing that she had been discarded by Shiva, took deep sighs again and again and was plunged in grief. Shiva, on the other hand, realized that Sati had known about his vow. Therefore, in order to divert her attention, he started narrating several auspicious stories in order to appease her. Thus, narrating the auspicious story, Shiva, accompanied with Sati, went to the Kailasa mountain. Reaching there, Shiva sat in his real form in meditation in Yogasana. Thereafter, Sati continued to live there with an extremely disturbed mind. But, O sage, no one came to know about such performance of Shiva and Shiva. O sage, in this way, Shiva, who followed the worldly traditions and maintained his body at well, spent some time. Thereafter, Shiva, who removes the miseries of others, finished his samadhi, knowing about which Sati, the mother of the world, arrived there. She offered her salutation to Lord Shiva with a painful heart. The large-hearted Shiva then gave her a seat in front of himself. Then he lovingly spoke out some charming stories. Then he relieved her of all the sufferings by his sports. Sati thereafter enjoyed all the comforts as before, but Shiva did not discard his vow. O dear one, this performance of Shiva should be considered as an ordinary one. O sage, the story of Shiva and Shiva is being narrated by the sages like this. But some foolish people take it to be the separation between Shiva and Shiva. But how could they be separated? Who could actually know the performance of Shiva? The performance of Shiva and Shiva, both of them roam about at will while sporting and make their own lives forever. Sati and Shiva are always united together like the words and their meanings. Shiva cannot be separated from Sati without his wish. इति श्री शिव महापुराणे द्वितीयायां रुद्र संहितायां द्वितीये सती खंडे सती वियोगी नाम पंचविंशोऽध्यायः. Chapter 26. Cause of conflict between Daksha and Shiva. Brahma said, in the ancient times, the great sages collected in the holy place of Prayaga and performed an auspicious yajna there appropriately. The Siddhas, Sanaka, and other divine sages besides Prajapati, the gods and the ascetics who had audience with Brahma also arrived there. I also arrived there with my disciples together with Agamas, Nigama in the shining embodied forms. Several people participated in the festivities having diverse character. Discussions were carried out on different subjects enshrined in different sacred texts. O sage, in the meantime, Lord Shiva, together with his Ganas and Sati, arrived there. He was the creator of the Lord. He was the creator of the three worlds, besides being bestower of the benefits to the three worlds. With the arrival of Shiva, the gods, the Siddhas, sages, and even myself offered their salutation to him, besides praising him. All the people present there took their seats at the indication of Shiva and started praising their fortunes for having a look at Shiva. At the same time, suddenly Daksha, the lord of the illustrious Prajapatis, arrived there delightfully. The arrogant and devoid of Daksha offered his salutation to me and took his seat at my indication. All the gods, quite humbly, with folded hands, offered their salutation to Daksha, eulogizing him at the same time. But Lord Shiva, who engaged himself in diverse sports freely, continued sitting over his seat. He failed to offer his salutation to Daksha Prajapati. Then Daksha Prajapati, my son, when found this, he was suddenly enraged over Shiva. Daksha, on the other hand, who was immensely arrogant and short of wisdom, cruelly, cruelly looked at Shiva and spoke words which could be heard by all. Daksha said, all the gods, demons, rishis, and others are offering their salutation to me. How is it that this immensely arrogant person, surrounded by the goblins and ghosts, behaves like a wicked person? He always lives in the cremation ground, is shameless, inactive, always served by the ghosts and the goblins, intoxicated, being ignorant of the correct practices and spoiling the old tradition, has not offered his salutation to me. He is deceitful, wicked, sinful, denouncer of the Brahmanas, and the one who has the lust for his wife alone. He is always interested in the love sports, and therefore I am going to pronounce a curse on him. Brahma said. Thus speaking, the immensely wicked Daksha started talking about Shiva. O gods and Brahmanas, listen, he is due to be killed by me now. Daksha said, I expel Rudra from the yajna. He is an outcast from all the varnas, having an ugly shape, dweller of the cremation ground. He is devoid of race and birth. From today onwards, he would not receive his part of the yajna with other gods. Brahma said, listening to the degraded words of Daksha and considering Shiva to be comparable with other gods, other sages, and rishis like Bhrigu and others, denounced Shiva. Listening to the words of Daksha, Nandishwara, the attendant of Shiva, felt enraged and became ready to pronounce a curse on Daksha. Nandishwara said, O deceitful one, immensely foolish, evil-minded Daksha, how could you expel my lord Mahesha from the yajna? How could you pronounce a curse on Shiva, who makes all the sacrifices fruitful and successful, and even the holy places are purified by him? O evil-minded Daksha, you have cursed Lord Shiva in vain with your inconsiderate rashness as a Brahmana, and you have laughed at him. O degraded Brahmana, he is the one who creates, preserves, and ultimately destroys the universe. Such a type of Shiva has been made by you the target of your curse. Why have you done so? When Daksha was the when Daksha was thus rebuked by Nandi as well, then Daksha, filled with anger, cursed Nandi also. Daksha said, "You, all the attendants of Shiva, are also expelled from the Vedic rituals, besides being discarded by the rishis. You'd be engaged in the deceitful or useless talk, devoid of good manners, engaged in drinking wine, wearing the matted locks of hair, the ashes on the body, as well the bones as ornaments." Brahma said, when Daksha so pronounced a curse over the attendants of Shiva, Nandishvara, the dear attendant of Shiva, was immensely enraged. Then Nandishvara, the son of Shilada, who was quite illustrious, said to the extremely arrogant Daksha. Nandishvara said, "O evil minded and wicked Daksha, you have uselessly pronounced the curse, unaware of the importance of Shiva Tattva over the Ganas of Shiva, because of the rashness of your mind possessing petty knowledge. Bhrigu and others, having been filled with the pride of being Brahmanas and having evil minds, laughed at Shiva, the great Lord. Such of the degraded people present here who are against Shiva, I pronounce a curse on them with the influence of Rudra. You would not be able to understand the meaning of the Vedas even after deep discussion on the subject. You'd always say that there is nothing else. Having been overpowered with kama, desires, krodha, anger, lobha, greed, and mada, arrogance, you'd always be desirous of the heaven and become shameless beggars. Thus, these Brahmanas will officiate in the sacrifices of the Shudras following the Vedic path. They would actually be paupers eager to receive money through any source. Because of their receiving riches through the undeserving sources, they would fall in hell, while some of them would turn as Brahmarakshasas. A person who, taking Shiva to be an ordinary person, becomes inimical to him, such an evil minded person would be deprived of Jnana Tattva. Soon this Daksha would become goat faced and would indulge in worldly vulgar and lustful pleasures besides the evil ways. He will lay down rules for rituals, perpetually discussing the Vedic hymns. His bright face will fade out and he would be strayed away from his goal. He will fall from his holy place and indulge in wicked deeds. Filled with anger, when Nandishvara cursed the Brahmanas and Daksha, there was a huge uproar at the place. Then I, Brahma, the spokesperson of the Vedas and well versed in Shiva Tattva, listening to the same, denounced several times Bhrigu and other Brahmanas present there. Shiva, on his part, listening to the words of Nandi, spoke sweetly to him, trying to convince him. Sadashiva said, "O Nandi, the great intellect, don't be angry. You have cursed the Brahmanas uselessly. Vedas are composed in the form of syllables and are in the form of shuktas. There lives the souls of all the living beings. Therefore, you do not pronounce any curse in anger. The Vedas lead to self realization, and as such, they should not be cursed. O wise Nandi, you have imparted knowledge to Sanaka, etc., the sons of Brahma. Be calm and quiet. I have not at all been cursed. I am myself the yajna, the performer of the yajna, besides being the part of yajna. I am also the soul of the yajna, the performance of the yajna, and an exterior to the same. Who are they? Who are you? Who are all these? I represent them all in reality. You better think from this angle. You have cursed the Brahmanas in vain. O immensely wise one, O Nandi, you shedding away the anger, realizing the fundamental basis of the formation of the universe through the factual position, get enlightened and reassured. Brahma said, when so advised by Shiva, Nandishvara shed away the anger, achieving the supreme knowledge, and he became calm. Thus convincing Nandi, who was the closest and dearest of Shiva's Ganas, and accompanied with all the Ganas, left for their own abode. Daksha Prajapati, on the other hand, was surrounded by the enraged Brahmanas, filled with rage and feeling inimical to Shiva, left for his abode. At that point of time, Daksha, pronouncing the curse and shedding away his devotion for Shiva, started denouncing Shiva. I have narrated the crooked wisdom of Daksha in relation to Shiva, the Supreme Soul. O dear one, now I shall narrate the humiliation. Now I shall narrate the humiliation extended to him by Shiva. Iti Sri Shiva Mahapurane Dvitiyayang Rudra Samhitayang Dvitiye Sati Khande Sati Upakhyane Shivena Daksha Virodho नाम षड्विंशोऽध्यायः।